Hey everybody, Stu Smith going live, taking some questions, giving some answers, and going to do some CSS critiques as well. Hope you're having a good week prior to Christmas. It's usually a busy week. Let's see, something that we did this week is I went back in the old archives of workouts and found one from, I don't know, probably a decade ago that we used to do. I never really wrote about it. So not everybody has a stair stepper. But we had a firefighter working with us at one point, and he was preparing for a firefighter competition, and he was always doing the stair stepper. So I'm like, hey, let's give this a try, see what it feels like. And was a butt kicker. Then you put on a weight vest and do it. And let me tell you, it makes for one heck of a leg day. I just posted this article over on Instagram, but it's also on military.com. In fact, you can, the title of the article, I'll put in the description below, the link, but it's called "For Those Looking for Special Ops, Weighted Stair Steps Are a Useful Tool." So give that a check, see, and see if you like it, if you have access to a stair stepper. If you don't, find some hills, find some soft sand, um, find the weight vest and do some lunges or step ups. That's another good one. It's just one of those things that will prepare your legs well for long distances of log lunges, fireman carries up a berm, rucking in soft sand. If you don't have soft sand, try a stair stepper. So a whole bunch of different ideas there behind that one. Let's see. Let's take a question here. Do you know what the LASIK journey is through the SO pipeline? There is no LASIK journey in the SO pipeline. You have to get LASIK or PRK done before you join the Navy. Then you go to a recruiter 6 months after the surgery, and you are eligible for a waiver as long as you're seeing within standards of the Navy SEAL program. So there is no journey. There's no sign up and the Navy's going to pay for your PRK or LASIK surgery. What's going to happen is you're going to spend a couple of years in the Navy doing a job that you don't really want to do just to get LASIK or PRK surgery, 2 years later. And then chances are your year group is going to be full, so you won't even be able to lateral transfer over and go to buds. So consider that. Getting a transfer over to buds is very hard from the fleet these days because the year groups are so full. So what a year group is the year you join, they take so many candidates. And if they get the number that they can have, like there's a maximum number that the Navy says this is all the SEALs that can be SEALs in 2021, right? That's all you get. And if that number is meeting that number, there's no new year group 2021s going to go to buds for a very long time unless a horrible accident happens or people get out after their first enlistment, which won't be for another 3 years later. So that is a very tough process to go through. And if you're hoping that your year group is going to be open, good luck, because here's another problem. The job that you have may not let you go because they are undermanned. So try that. on for size. So the best way to get to buds is to do all this stuff before you enlist, get in killer shape before you enlist. When I say enlist, go talk to a recruiter for the first time, be able to crush that PST, get your PRK done. You have to wait 6 months before you can apply, have all your paperwork ready, see 2020, and you're good to go. But you cannot rely on that. There have been so many people that joined to try to get PRK in the Navy just to save, I don't know, whatever it costs, $2,000, where, there's plenty of stories too where people worked their butts off, saved $2,000, got PRK, trained like a bastard, and then moved on to buds and made it through and did it first time. So I'm hoping that answers your question. See, Louise says, I went through that. Got to get a form from your recruiter to get signed by an optometrist after those 6 months. Eventually get cleared. Then you get, yeah, it's easy. It is almost 100% waiverable. The only thing that would be an issue is if you, for some reason, did not see 2020 or you had some eye infection that screwed up something in your eyeball. So when they say don't swim and don't sweat after surgery, don't do that, because unfortunately there have been people who had eye infections after that surgery that lost their eye. So it's serious. So listen to the doctor. You got 6 months. Use that time well to train and get after it. Let's see. Good morning, Alex. Morning, Mr. Smith. Do you think it's worth buying a program geared towards the profession I am aiming for specifically? Or do I just continue the plan that I am on, run, swims, monster mash? I don't know. Here's the problem is you may be missing something by just doing run, swims, and monster mashes. I understand a monster mash to be like a gut check PT type thing. So, I mean, if you're asking me, the guy who writes programs to specifically train for certain jobs, fitness tests, and selection programs, I'm going to say get that program because it works. However, people have made it through challenging programs and selection programs and never heard of me. So, float your boat, whatever floats your boat. You get in there and figure it out. All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's move on. We're going to check out a swim video here, and oops, open up the wrong folder. Hang on a sec. Let's go with this one. Don't think we did this one last week. I got it last week, but I don't think we did it. So let me share my screen. All right, you guys should be able to see this now. Kick off the wall, really good. Good streamline position, good double arm pull here. It's got his feet out of the water when you splash. Probably need to be just a few inches deeper or work on your dolphin kick a little bit. It's a little bit awkward. Let's see, we got top arm, bottom arm, kick, and that's a good glide. Look how far he's going. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, pull. He gets a couple yards out of every kick and glide position. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Throws in a few extra flutter kicks, but I don't think those are a waste of energy flutter kicks, mostly just a movement. When you move your arms, sometimes your feet move at the same time. So they're more just like a rotational kick. Sometimes you see that. So when he pulls, he's got a little kick movement. I don't see a problem with that. That's not massively wasting energy. Now, this is really good. I have nothing on this other than that high elbow right there. Some instructors will call you on that. They call that sharking. All you got to do is just keep your elbow in the water when you recover versus that high elbow recovery like you're doing freestyle. Just keep it in the water, making it underwater recovery. That's good. Let me just show you one more time. Kick off that wall. See that dolphin kick there? Just needs to be a little deeper. That's it. That was the only really thing in the high elbow. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Nice work. All right, let's see. Any other questions? What would you say to an SO candidate with a 10:30 500-yard swim time? I would say do the 50-50, and you can turn that 10:30 into a 9 minutes in about a month if you practice it several days a week. So I'm going to post this up here. When I say several days a week, I mean I'm going to put this in here. I would say that's too slow. I would say if you're running a 10:30 mile and a half and doing a 10:30 mile or 6 or 500-yard swim, too slow. You need to get in better shape, better swimming shape. It's my opinion. Now, if you're here's the only place where that's not the case. If you can get by with a 10:30, hey, great. Good job. 99% of your swims at SEAL training will be with a pair of scuba fins. If you have big legs and can bust out, a yard per second with a pair of fins on, then it doesn't really matter. Because we had a guy in our buds class who was a football player, horrible swimmer, was comfortable in the water, just wasn't good at swimming. However, as soon as he put on a pair of fins, he was top 5% of all the swim pairs. He and his swim buddy were always out of, let's say we had 40 swim pairs at the time. He was top 5 swim pairs. So he would get 2 miles swim done in about 60, 65 minutes. Because he had such big legs and strong legs, he could power through the water with those big scuba fins on. That's where it matters. Doesn't really matter on a 500-yard swim in the big picture. Now, you may not get a buds billet because of that. Even though you're an SO candidate, you may not get a contract unless you get that swim down faster. That's just my opinion. Maybe they let some people go with the 10:30. Be surprised if they do, because it is very competitive these days. So Luis says, if you're running and you're making a lot of noise with each step, meaning you hear your feet hitting the ground, that's improper form. I remember you mentioned that in a previous video, and I found my steps to be a bit loud. Any advice? Yeah, you know what? On a treadmill, it's always loud. Don't sweat that. It is hard because those things are kind of hollow underneath and they bounce and they make noise when they do that. So don't worry about treadmill noise. But yeah, if you hear your feet going, hitting the ground like that, that's just sending shock waves right up your shins, through your feet, into your knees. And next thing you know, you're going to have shin pain, you're going to have foot pain, you're going to have knee tendonitis. It's just something that happens, especially if you run a lot. Where people screw up is they run so many miles like that, and it's just beating them up. They're running slow. All they're doing is adding impact injuries to their run. They're not even learning to run faster. So, yeah, work on your stride, figure it out. Usually it's from an overstride is the reason why you are making noise and your foot kind of flops. So it starts off as a heel strike and it flops down. If you can shorten the stride a little bit and roll across your foot versus having it flop, that's going to be a lot smoother for you, hitting closer to the midfoot side of the foot versus the heel side. There we go. Let's see. I was reading here about conflicting info on running with shin splints. What's your rule recovery program when it comes to running with shin splints? I don't recommend running with shin splints, period. But I have written several articles, well, not several, couple, and I wrote one with a PhD doctor of physical therapy that is really good. I'm putting them in the links below. So you guys can have it right there real easy. Oops, let me I'm actually just going on Google and typing these things up. Dang it, where'd it go? Huh. But anyway, I wrote this one. It's let's see. Seth Donaldson was the doctor of physical therapy, and I wrote this book up. Or sorry, wrote this article about shin splints and recovery from them. For some reason, a lot of people write about shin splints, and I cannot find it right now. My Google machine is not working. Let's see what, if I go to stewsmithfitness.com and click in shin splints in the search, and boom, there it is. Nice. Yeah. So if you can't find it on Google, go to stewsmithfitness.com, type in your topic, and you will find it. Now, check this out. So these two articles right here are talking about shin splints. My rule is this: if it hurts to run, stop running. If it hurts to walk, don't run. If it hurts doing nothing but standing around or sitting, go see a doctor. So that's my rule. If you need a rule, let's see. What's next? Yeah, check out those two articles. They're really good. Gives you some exercises you can do as well as some understanding of what it is. All right, Stu, what are the biggest mistake guys make when they do the double arm pull off the wall during the CSS? What should we be keeping in mind? Well, first of all, you should look up the breaststroke pullout and watch a video on it, right? You want to see guys really do this? Check out this. This is a video on the breaststroke pullout. There are rules when it comes to competitive breaststroke pullouts, like certain distances you can do off the wall, like that little lane line color change. That's usually it. In Spec Ops tests, you don't have to adhere to those. There's not really a competition rule on it. So where most people screw it up is they treat it almost like they're doing a jumping jack. So their arms are just going out to the side like that, working the shoulders, versus treating it like a muscle up and you're grabbing water and shooting water directly behind you so you go forward. You know what? Let's, on that note, let's see if we got some good breaststroke pullouts here to share. I think we might have one. Pretty sure we have at least one in here that has a good breaststroke pullout. Let me pull that up real quick. So I'm going to pull this guy up. I think he's pretty good. The thing is a streamlined body position and a good arm pull, right? Most people who screw this up don't have a good streamlined body position and they don't have a good double arm pull. Like I said, it looks more like a jumping jack versus a pull up or a muscle up. All right, so let's kick this guy off the wall. You see how one hand's on top of the other? I think this is going to be a really good streamlined body position when he kicks off the wall. There you go. You see that? That's pretty good. Now, this breaststroke pull-out, unfortunately, that kind of got in the way. We'll see it on the other side. Looked like it was a little omnidirectional. but it looked like he pulled decent water behind him too. All right, so what do we got here? We got a top arm, bottom arm, kick. Yeah, he's getting about, notice after he kicks, he makes it about 1 yard. So his kick's a little weak. And unfortunately, this glare is bothering me a little bit. I can't really see what his back leg is doing. But my bet, all right, let's see how this breaststroke pullout looks. Yeah, you can see. My bet is he starts off like a scissor kick and he ends like a breaststroke kick. He's got a lot of extra flutter kicks in there too he can get rid of. So I would say the reason why this swimmer here is slow at the minute mark is because of this kick. I think he needs to work on his kick a little bit better. But streamlined body position looked good, especially going off the wall. But if you notice this double arm pull, hey, that's pretty good. See how he's got his arm vertical right here? That's really good. And it's kind of bent at the elbow. So his arms are acting like an oar in the water. And then he, from here, you pull water to get to this position, then you push water with your triceps. So yeah, his triceps are flexing on that one. So he's definitely pulling water and pushing water in one direction. So that is what you need to do on the breaststroke pullout. Hope that helps you out there. We'll set up the next one as well. But we'll take some more questions here. How much fin work should be incorporating with our workouts if we are prepping for buds? At a week's glance, what should our mileage be chalking in at? Here's the deal. Everything is progressive. We work fins and swim with fins on our leg days. So, for instance, Tuesday is a leg day. Today is Tuesday. We just did squats and deadlifts and kettlebells and farmer walks and lunges, run or ruck. And those who are going Navy will swim later today with a pair of fins on. And we will probably build up to a mile today with some of the group. However, before you go, you definitely want to be able to swim 4,000 nonstop. That's 4,000 yards nonstop with a pair of fins on. Just so to see how your ankles and feet and knees and hips can handle the big rocket or jet fins. I personally prefer jet fins, but they'll issue you rocket fins at buds. They look identical. You know, sometimes you can't even tell the difference. I can't. So, but yeah, if you're looking at over a week, I figure 2, sometimes 3. So here's what we do. We do 2 leg days a week, but some days we'll do, or some weeks we will throw in a third swim with fins and we'll incorporate it into like what we call the Spec Ops triathlon. So at least 2 of your leg days or 2 of your days of the week in the pool will be swimming with fins. I would say one day might be 2,000, the next day might be 2,000. So at the end of the week, you've done 4,000 yards of swimming with fins. Once again, you may have to build up to that. Your first few weeks may only be 500 or 1,000 before your feet and ankles start hurting. So you need to build up to that. But yeah, I would say 2 to 3 miles maximum. 2 miles minimum, 3 miles maximum at the end of the week swimming with fins. And work at a fast pace too. You're going to want to try to get 2 miles, which is once again 4,000 yards, 2 nautical miles, 4,000 yards in. I recommend 70, 75 minutes in a pool because once you go into open water, you won't be swimming straight. You may add some time to your swims. And I think first phase, you have 85 minutes to pass that 2-mile swim. So you definitely want to be 10, 15 minutes below that before you get in open water for the first time and try to swim straight. So be able to swim fast. Garang was wondering if you had any advice on dealing with burnout and how to not let it affect your training. Woo! I know you work really hard, especially in medical profession. Your schedules are crazy. You guys are busting butt. There's no reason why you won't be burning yourself out, especially with crazy sleep cycles. My recommendation is do two things if you can. Maybe break up your workouts to make them kind of like the fight or flight response, if that makes sense. So when you're kind of stressed out, you know, burn it off a little bit. Go pretty hard, hit some high intensity stuff, hit some circuits, just burn it out. And then you want to do just the opposite and um try to relax and recover with some easy cardio on the back end of that. So that'll kind of help you deal with some of the physiological effects of stress, but at the same time, not overdo it to a point where you're just stressing yourself out on both ends of that candle of work and life. And then, last thing some days need is like a butt kicking high intensity workout. So you might want to go lower intensity, just kind of go for a steady run, a bike, a swim, go for a long ruck, just focus on your breathing, get some box breathing in there, and just try to de stress um, and change it up so you don't get burned out. That's one thing I know we do with you is try to make it a variety of new workouts for you. Um, but if it's burnout, try to get some sleep, try to rest, digest, and get that parasympathetic nervous system operating again so you can kind of recover a little better. Hope that helps. Um, what are your thoughts on weighted runs, either with a plate carrier or ruck? Additionally, do you think spending a significant portion of our running on sand would be a benefit? Yes, we run sand every Friday. It's one of our leg days. We also ruck or plate carrier on that sand as well, um, every Friday. Um, you got to check out the article I mentioned at the beginning of this because if weighted runs, if you're doing it on pavement, can bring in some extra stress deals going on with your feet, knees, and shins. The impact of an additional 40 pounds is significant. So you might want to do it on softer ground like trail runs. We'll do trail runs a lot, or grass, turf, soft sand, obviously. But anytime we're running on pavement, we just do regular runs on pavement, um, just for the impact reasons. Another option that, like I mentioned at the beginning of this show, was the stair stepper workout that we do. Got to try that with a weight vest and carry. I wrote an article. I posted it on Instagram. It's on military.com. I put the link in the description. You got to check that out. It is a butt kicker. In fact, I will put it in the description here, or not description, but the comments here too. And it's a fun little firefighter work generated workout. One of our firefighters wanted to do this. He was introducing us to the pain of the stair stepper. It is real and it is tough. Recently took a passed test and shared a lane with 3 other guys. That happens. Any tips on passing swimmers without gassing yourself out? That's the problem. You need to have a conversation with everybody in a lane to figure out what their times are. And if you get somebody in there that says, I don't know what my times are, make him go last, right? If he's faster than you, then that's his fault for not knowing it. But if put it this way, last thing you want to do is be able to swim a 8:30 and you got some dude in front of you that's swimming a 10. So put him in behind, and then chances are later in the swim you might lap him, but that'll be towards the last half, and then you can kick it in to lap with no problem. Last thing you want to do is to be lapping people on lap 1 or 2, or passing people in the first few laps just because you didn't pre-organize that lane times. That's what I would recommend. That's how we do it. When I swim with fins, I have ankle pain. Yes, that's the way it works. Took 2 weeks off and still hasn't gotten better. No, you don't take weeks off. I mean, what's going on is your mobility and your ankles suck, and you have to get more flexible ankles. So here's how you do it. It's going to take a month for you to get used to swimming with scuba fins, period. So welcome the pain of swimming with fins. That's the way it works. Only do it 2 times a week. Like I said, only swim with fins on leg days. And here's how you do it. You swim until your ankles hurt, take your fins off, swim for another 300 or 400 yards without fins, put your fins back on, swim till your ankles hurt, do it again. Do it a couple times. Total about 2,000 yards and you're done. If you only get 500 or 600 yards of swimming with fins, then that's all you get, right? It's going to take you some time to get used to being able to swim a full mile without your ankles hurting. So just stand by for that. That's why I tell people all the time, you need to get used to swimming with fins before you go, because it's going to be a butt kicker if the first time you ever put on a pair of fins is at Bud's Prep. So there's a lot to prepare for. That's one of them. What exercises do you recommend for building up your neck, traps, upper back, specifically for boats and logs? How do you break it up with your guys, and much of an issue for the guys you train? No, it just sucks. I mean, boats and logs is just one of those hard things. We have been focusing mainly on weighted lunges. So we will either carry kettlebells, weighted lunges, we'll carry a sandbag like it's a log, 40-pound, 50-pound sandbag, chest carry, and do lunges. Um, the biceps get burned on that, but it also works your back and traps. We do a lot of deadlifts, squats, hang cleans, push presses. Let's see, what else we do? Bear crawls. As far as neck, we'll do just anytime you're laying on your back and doing flutter kicks, you should have your head off the ground and lifting it up and down, left and right. So neck exercises, we call them. You just go 50 up and down, 50 left and right. And that, your head weighs what, 8-10 pounds. So that's a nice little weight if you work your neck that way, and it's safe. Then roll over on your belly, do the same thing, work the back side, up, down, side to side. Yeah. Oh, so many things you can do in that one. In fact, a couple of my SEAL workout books have those neck exercises at least pictured in there, and we just mix them in whenever you can. Anytime you're horizontal, do neck exercises. So if you're just finished a set of sit-ups, do a set of neck. You just finished a set of flutter kicks, do a set of neck. Final question. You ever train guys for HRT? Yes. Ever worked with them? Yes. Thanks again for all the answers to questions. Really appreciate what you do. Thanks. Happy holidays. Yes, we've done both. Worked with them as well as trained. I think we probably have 3 guys over the years go HRT. So, but we've had a lot of FBI agents go SWAT team. A lot of local FBI agents come train with us, and then they go to SWAT for their like Baltimore, Annapolis, DC SWAT team, and then later we'll go on to HRT if they so choose. But yeah, it's been a thing. I know grip strength is huge to have. Yes. Is there another workout I can do other than just farmer carry? Yeah. You can hang from a pull up bar. You can do deadlifts. You can do the old classic rice, hands in a bucket, do some hand exercises. You can do the old rope on a weight on a rope with a stick, rotate that around. In fact, I have a few exercises. There's this old article I wrote called Operator Grip. It's really fun. Um, it's like a little supplemental thing that you add into your workout. But I'll put it in the comment section. Just a military.com article I wrote a while back that it's called Operator Grip. Just a fun little circuit that you do that will blow your arms up like Popeye. So it will work your grip. How often should I do the stair stepper workout? We only do the stair stepper workout on leg days. If you read that article, it will tell you how to progressively train to it, right? You're asking questions that have already been answered. You got to read the article. Um, I'm 18, attending community college. Good job. Really want to join the Army and go infantry. Nice. Go Rangers some point. Should I join as enlisted after my 2 years of community college? Here's the deal. In fact, I wrote an article on something similar to this. And don't just set a timeline for yourself, set a performance starting line. So have an understanding of the type of level of fitness that you need to have to be able to join the Army and to become an infantry guy. That means you need to be running, you need to be rucking, probably need to be lifting a little bit just to have some of the durability needed for those activities and be able to pass a PT test and the new combat fitness test. So I wrote an article called Don't Set a Timeline, like 2 years, don't set some arbitrary timeline. Set yourself a performance starting line. So set a level of performance for yourself, hit the levels of performance, and then go from there. And yes, I've written articles on the type of level of performance that you need as well. In fact, you can assess yourself to just see where you are compared to other guys that have gone on in front of you and successfully completed their selection of choice, whether that's Army, SF, or Navy SEALs, diver, Marine Corps. So there you go. So Kyle says, I don't have many SO guys in my boat crew to compare. What PST scores are average and above average? I just posted an article that sets it up right there for you. In fact, if you see this article called Physical Assessment Tools to Get to and Through Selection, it's a great one. Read that, and there's a whole list of PST scores, strength scores, everything that you need to have a foundation to be a tactical athlete. That means you're strong, you're fast, you can swim, you can run, you can ruck, you have high repetition calisthenic ability, muscle stamina, but you also have flexibility and mobility. All of those things matter when you are trying to become a tactical athlete. And they're all right there. There's a podcast that goes with it too. All right, so let's do this. Let's line up one last swim video and see what we have here. All right, so I'm guessing right now, just by looking at this and seeing where his body position is he's not going to have very good streamlined body position. Let's see. Yes, I am correct. So, yeah, and there's no glide. You see this top arm, bottom arm, kick. He's got the timing down of this stroke, but notice how far his arms are away from him when like this right here is like putting on the brakes when you swim. Like anytime that you move your hands forward and you're pushing water forward, that's making you go backwards, right? So you got to be tighter on these arm recoveries. Got to grab water with that top arm, inhale with the bottom arm, and then be a little more streamlined. Your hand should be touching your chest and belly as they recover over your head. And then when you get in that overhead position, these elbows here, they need to be locked out and squeezing your noggin, right? Put your biceps on your ears and really hold out that glide. Put your head down a little bit so you actually can be in a streamlined body position. Um, you're in a glide position that's pretty good, but it could be better, right? So let's see what happened here with the kick. I think the problem with your stroke, besides the lack of streamline, is this kick. As you can see, this kick looks like you open up like a scissor kick, like right here, like it starts off like a scissor kick, but then you are pushing water with the top of your front leg and with the bottom, or I'm sorry, and with the top of your back leg, almost like you're doing a gigantic breaststroke dolphin kick combo. Watch how these end up, right? So it's yeah, so like you're kicking wrong. When you kick this front leg out like that out there, yeah, that's way too fast, man. I can't even. So when you kick that front leg out, you should be pushing water with the bottom of that front leg, and you should be pushing water with the top of the back leg back here. And it should look like a pair of scissors. If I had a pair of scissors like this, I would not even cut Play-Doh. So yeah, that is not a scissor kick. That's the problem. And if you notice, you get like 6 inches per kick. So yeah, you got a lot of work to do. I would definitely work on that scissor kick. Get you should go online or go to my TikTok. Actually, if you guys check out the TikTok page, real easy. Stu Smith 50 is the TikTok address, and look up kick drills. I have over 100 swimming videos on TikTok, and it's just me voicing over those swim videos. And it's probably one of the most useful social media platforms I've seen for what I do. Like, I'm not going to get on TikTok and start dancing, but I will tell you this. In fact, let me just share it to you and just show you, because sometimes a picture's worth 1,000 words here. So anyway, this is my TikTok page, and as you notice, it's just me voicing over. Every now and then I'll throw a cool still picture in there. This is a guy swimming the combat side stroke and some ducks behind him. Can't even tell it. That's why we do it, right? But all these videos here are just me voicing over the submitted combat side stroke picture. Now this one is me.
Hey everybody on TikTok, this is Stu Smith, and this is me swimming the combat swimmer stroke.
Combat swimmer stroke. And let me.
I'm going
like
to
originally
make.
You asked
this is
about
Stu
the
Smith,
double arm
and
pull.
this is me swimming the combat
See how
swimmer
that double arm
Smith,
pull
and
grabs
this is me
water
swimming
and
the
then
combat
pushes
swimmer
water
stroke.
behind you?
And this is me
That's how
swimming
you do
the
that
combat
double arm
swimmer
pull.
stroke. I'm going to make
top arm,
this
bottom arm,
TikTok
kick,
focus solely on the
pull.
CSS, which is a military special ops swimming stroke. And this is how I do
every
it.
now and then I get in the
Top
water
arm,
and,
bottom arm, kick and glide.
Get a
good turnaround
just to kind of show them. This is how I do it.
Breaststroke pullout.
It's not the only way to do it, but it is a pretty efficient
that
way
are done in regular swimming.
48,
But it's really a freestyle top arm pull
in as few strokes as
with a
possible,
bottom arm
without
breaststroke and a scissor kick.
yourself. Next thing
put
you know,
together
you got yourself
to make the combat swimmer stroke.
And you still got plenty
Hold
of
that
juice
glide.
left for the rest of
Don't waste a lot of energy
of the PST. So there you go. Every now and then I like to throw in a little picture of that. So Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Let's see. I'm 18, attending community college. I already answered that one. Oh, okay. You had a part 2 to your question. Or do I go to Norwich University and become an officer? That's up to you. There's nothing wrong with enlisting after at 20 years old, 2 years college, or you can get college over with and go in as an enlisted, or you can go in as an officer. It's up to you. Plenty of colleges to make that process happen. Then later on, if you have a college degree, you can later on become an officer after a few years of being enlisted. Another option. Or you can go to a college like Norwich University, which is a great ROTC program, and you can become an officer after those years. It's up to you. It kind of depends on what you want to do. All right. Well, that was pretty productive. Let me share with you something that I do have for you, though. I have so if I didn't answer your question, send it to me at stu@stewsmith.com or respond in my DMs or here. But you see these books here? I have 3 books left. I have the SWAT workout, Tactical Strength, and the Warrior Workout Volume 2. All of these, and I have about 40 books left. I'm getting rid of all these books. All of these have winter lift cycles in them. They're great, but also have calisthenics and cardio and stuff like that too. Tactical Strength is more of a winter lift cycle model that will prepare you for logs and boats and rucks and swim with fins and all of that stuff. And here's the deal. You can get them free if you go to my stewsmithfitness.com page, see the drop down menu, and it says free books. In fact, I'm going to put in a comment section here. So this little link right here will take you right to the free book deal. You can do one of 2 things. You can buy one and get one of those books for free. So buy the SWAT, get the Tactical Fitness for free, or Tactical Strength for free. Buy Warrior Workout, get the SWAT workout. I don't care. You tell me which one you want for free in the comment section. Or you can just pay for shipping and I will mail you one for free. But in the comment section, just tell me what book you want out of those 3 books. I probably have about 15 of each left. So they're going fast. I've been selling them all month, and these are my remaining ones left. So it's a buy one, get one free. If you're looking for a gift to give somebody, give them a book, especially if they like to train. I will get them out the day you order them, and it's going priority mail. So it should be there in 3 to 4 days. Whole bunch of them just ready to go. And I'm signing them, shipping them out of here. Reason why is I'm no longer selling books on my website. I'm going to change my whole kind of business model. I'm going to sell books and ebooks on my website still, but I'm just not handling the shipping. And my office is not handling shipping stuff out anymore. It's all going to be kind of a seamless process done somewhere else. And I'm going to spend my time, instead of dealing with post office stuff, is more podcasts, new products, and kind of go from there. So anyway, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas on Saturday and nice weekend. And then I will be back next week and we can talk again. So until then, check out stewsmithfitness.com, free books link, buy one, get one free, or just send shipping and I'll send you a book for free. Just tell me which one you want. All right. We'll see you later. Have a good one.